Hey guys, hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. Today I'm going to be talking about a little bit of a different subject. As many of you know, I talk a lot about sports card investing and collectibles investing in general. I've been getting a lot of questions specifically about PayPal credit and whether or not it's something that I'm interested in or if I've used in the past. And so I wanted to kind of equate this video to folks that I have a lot of viewership that is they are collectibles investors for sure, but then also just kind of that broader audience that might be looking into PayPal credit, whether it be for collectibles investing or just buying anything for that matter online. And so I wanted to delve into a little bit of that. Credit cards in general, I try to be careful about not using when I'm buying, when I'm investing. Now, are there certain instances where it could be a good fit? Yeah, but you have to be highly disciplined in my opinion. And while I do believe that I am fairly disciplined, certainly, when it comes to collectibles investing, there are many times, and a lot of my viewers I think can relate to this, there's a lot of great deals to be had. Based on a lot of the great deals that are out there, there is a tendency, and certainly, it makes you want to, get ahead of yourself, and especially, investing in collectibles, there might be something that you're looking at flipping in a month or 2 months or 3 months, or 6 months. But the issue is that you have to be really careful with this sort of stuff, because if you get caught with a lot of credit and then you can't resell, then you, of course, you're in a jam. So, sports cards, for example, have been on a rise to where there's kind of that assumption that, okay, I can flip this in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and just pay off my credit card and we're all good. So PayPal credit works in that same way, where they break it down to where if it's a purchase of $99 or more, there are certain stipulations. If it's purchases of $99 or less, there are certain stipulations. And so what I'll do, actually, I pulled up just kind of their terms of service just to go through it with you. So essentially, if you're making purchases of $99 or more, there's no interest if paid in full in 6 months, as long as it's paid in full in 6 months. The only issue, though, is that interest is going to be charged from the original purchase date of that balance, of that purchase, if the balance is not paid within 6 months. So if you bought it right in day one and then 6 months later you haven't paid it off, then they're going to come back and charge you interest from day one, not interest starting after 6 months. So that's a huge piece of information to know. The other part is it's a variable APR interest rate of 25.49%, which is high, folks. That's a high interest rate. And so you just have to be incredibly careful. It's one of those things where if you pay it off, it's great. If you don't pay it off, not so great. So you can't, and then the other part is you can't package up multiple separate transactions of less than $99 to combine them to meet that minimum purchase amount. You can buy individual items that are less than $99, combine them all together in a single transaction, and as long as it's more than $99 total, then you're okay as far as that interest is concerned. For purchases of $98.99 or less, if you pay your full balance in full each month by the payment due date, then you avoid paying interest, kind of similar to an Amex card. Or you make minimum monthly payments, which then, of course, you're going to accumulate interest based on those. So, this is one of those things where if you're making large purchases of $99 or more and you can pay it off, then you're in good shape. But if you cannot pay it off and you get stuck, and then you're going to get hit with interest from the date of the purchase, not after that 6 month is over, that can be kind of tricky. So, it's not something that I'm looking to do, and I try to stay away from just using credit cards in general when making any sort of purchase, but then especially investing in collectibles, or anything else that I think that could be a good flip option. Just because at $99 or more on each transaction, those are fairly large transactions, so that can add up very quickly. And then in today's economic times, the economic climate is very volatile, to where you could have certain income that's coming in now that might not be there tomorrow. And so that can throw a whole kink in the plan as far as paying that off. So, again, if you have reserves in place to where you can cover yourself if needed, you have savings, you have reserves, then great. But if you don't, then that's not something that's something that I'm not going to do. And again, part of it is that I almost, I'm fairly disciplined. I'm very disciplined for the most part, but I don't trust myself enough to where if I have that line of credit and then there's a great deal on a Luka Doncic rookie card that comes across my desk, that I'm not going to pull the trigger on it and spend that, just blow through that PayPal credit. So it's something that take very careful notice of. It's not something that I'm doing right now. Who knows? Maybe if those terms get better, if they change. I mean, that APR at over 25% is very high. It's not dissimilar from a lot of other credit cards, but it's just a very high interest rate. So if you get hit with interest on those cards, you're gonna get hammered. But if you are able to control it and keep that interest in place, then that could serve you well. Potentially, it's a way for you to, use that line of credit to your benefit. But again, I would only do it if I had the reserves in place, if I had, savings to where, I could borrow that money for free essentially, but be able to pay it back just in case I got into a bind and couldn't flip those cards or sell back off, whatever investment it was or other collectible investments. So let me know what you guys think about this. If there's anyone that's used PayPal credit, let me know kind of your thoughts, because I'm just interested in strategies that maybe you're using too, because maybe there's something that I'm missing here that could be a good benefit to the viewership. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I know this video is kind of more on the broader personal finance piece, but that's kind of what I want to get into as well. I love talking about sports cards and collectibles investments, but I also want to be talking about personal finance topics that relate to all of this stuff. So let me know what you guys think. I want to hear it. And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, we've got over 100 videos and we keep them coming every day. So thanks again for tuning in, and we will talk to you again later. Thanks, guys.